Broken Head Radio. You're listening to Broken Head Radio with your host, Stan the Man.
Welcome back, Broken Head Radio listeners. How are you all doing today? I know it's been a couple days since I've been back on here for a normal podcast, and that was due to Easter. How was everybody's Easter out there? You can go ahead and leave how your guys' Easter was down in the comments over on Facebook and also on YouTube. My Easter was great. Kids woke up and got their Easter baskets, and we had breakfast and kind of just hung out indoors for a while. And then me and Mom went out and hid a bunch of Easter eggs for all the kids. And then we waited for the grandparents to show up, and they sat up on the top. We live on the top of this hill, and when the fire came through a few years ago, it burnt down the garage. That was right next door to where my studio is, and so it's kind of like a hill now, and so you're able to park up there, and you can kind of look down and over the yard. And so they got to come and watch all the grandkids do an Easter egg hunt, which was pretty cool. I mean, they had to stay in their car due to the current situation, and when they did get out, they had to remain quite a distance away. But hopefully this stuff's gonna be over soon, and we can all get back to our normal everyday lives. But after we had that, I had a huge scare right. I want to say it was either right before or right after the Easter egg hunt. Oh no, it was right before. So I came in the house because we had the doors closed and stuff, and we had the blinds and stuff closed so they couldn't see where we were hiding eggs. And we had quite a few eggs. I mean, it was a lot of eggs. We got 4 kids, and they all had to be able to get, a basket full. So we were out there hiding eggs for quite a while. And then I came inside, and mind you, I put a ham on earlier so we could have an early ham dinner. And I came in to let the kids know it was time to come out, and their grandparents were there so we could start the Easter egg hunt. And I couldn't see my kids because my house was filled with smoke. I mean, I'm talking bad smoke, too. Like, I thought the place was on fire. And the kids are just sitting there on the floor looking through the smoke like it's not even anything. I mean, it wasn't to the point where you couldn't see through, but it was a decent amount of smoke. It scared me. They're just sitting there watching YouTube through it. Like, it was the thing to do. Like, it didn't bug them at all. Whole house reeked of bacon. And so I sent them all outside and grabbed the fire extinguisher and was going in to see what was going on because there was smoke bellowing out of the oven, and opened up all the doors and kind of got air moving in there. Once I realized it was just the ham. There was nothing on fire. There was nothing even burning. It was just where I layered the aluminum foil over the cookie sheet. Just got so hot that it started cooking the oil that was coming out of the ham. The grease that was coming out of the ham, or the fat, or whatever you want to call it, that's what was burning. So the ham didn't even get burnt at all. It turned out perfect. So after the Easter egg hunt, we came in, and grandparents left. Kids went through all their Easter baskets, and before they were able to eat a bunch of candy, we sat down and had about 1 o'clock and had our Easter dinner, which was really early dinner, but it turned out amazing. It was really good. Had a nice ham dinner. And then after the ham dinner, we sat down. Me and the wife sat down. The kids went and, of course, grabbed their baskets and ran as far away from us as possible so they can chow down. So me and the wife got some time alone. It was nice. We sat down and watched a movie in the living room. And the movie that we watched, I don't know how long it's been out, but it's called Abducted. I believe it was on Netflix. It was either on Netflix or Hulu. It was one of those two because I run both of those as my main source. And it was awesome. It was a really good movie. It was action packed. It kept me like it started out, and I was been okay. I'm gonna migrate out to my cave, but I ended up I was there the whole movie. I couldn't get off of my exercise ball that I had out there, and I was just bouncing away at the edge of my exercise ball, watching this guy just take some people down and trying to follow the story. It was a really wicked plot line. It was cool. So I do suggest if you guys have an hour and a half to burn, which I assume that there's a few of you out there that do, um, sit down and watch Abducted. It was a good movie from start to finish. I mean, it did start out a little slow. I'm not gonna lie. It started out a little bit slow, but it once it picked up, it didn't slow down. It was a good movie. So sit down and check that one out. Again, the title of that was Abducted. So I wanted to take a moment and talk to you guys about how my Easters were growing up in comparison to how Easters are nowadays. Because I remember as a kid, me and my brother used to be stoked for Easter. Because we got to go visit a bunch of family in Santa Rosa at my grandma's property that she used to have. It wasn't a huge property, but it was big enough. And it was like there was two lots. My grandma had a lot in the front, and then there was a lot in the back with a smaller house and like a side garage and that. And then there was like more area behind that. So there was plenty of room to hide eggs, and there was plenty of cousins and everything to have fun with. And there was always food and aunts and uncles, and I mean, it was always a blast. There was music and horseshoes, and I mean, it was awesome. 4 hours, maybe 5 hours long, and I remember as a kid getting upset because I wasn't done playing yet by the time I wanted to leave. And it was dark. There was a huge thing of blackberry bushes. They were like thornless blackberry bushes, and God, they had to have been 15 feet tall. They were ginormous, spreaded between all the trees and fences between the neighbors and everything. And we used to take clippers and make tunnels through these. I mean, we're talking tunnels that went for, I mean, it took 20 minutes to get through a lot of it. And you could crawl through a tunnel into another tunnel into a giant opening, which was kind of like a clubhouse. And then you can climb over to another spot where they cut down a bunch of the stuff and it like stacked on top of it, which turned it into like a blackberry bush trampoline that we used to go jumping and stuff on. And we never really got hurt because there was no thorns and nothing really. I mean, the worst we got, I think a couple of my cousins got poison oak a couple of times, but once we figured out where it was at and we got it all out of there, it was fine. I mean, we went back for seconds plenty of times. But I just remember it being such a big event, and the food just, oh man, the food was awesome. And I miss being able to have those kind of events. Not saying that they don't exist, but I think in my family, I need to work harder to get more people together for these events once this current global situation that we're dealing with is over, of course. But I just think it's important to keep your family close, and being stuck and sheltered inside as much as we have been lately really makes you think about that and makes you reflect on the time that you do spend with them versus the time that you don't spend with them. And now that you can't spend time with them, it really makes you like, well, I could be over there hanging out watching TV or doing something, but no, guess what, you can't. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I hope you guys enjoyed my version of what my Easters used to be. And let me know what your guys' Easters used to be. And like I said, you can leave those in the comments down on YouTube and Facebook. I'll have this posted on both my pages. Yeah, you can give us a call on the phone number that we have, which is 707-998-5550. And you can go ahead and leave us a message on there too, and that transcribes so I can put those on the show. So if you guys have questions or topics or anything like that, I can do a segment once I get enough messages that we can do, kind of like a question and answer segment of all your guys' topics and questions and stuff like that from when you call in. So yeah, I look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you for stopping by Broken Head Radio. And as always, I'm your host, Stan the Man. And just remember, we're only one app click away.
You can now give us a call at Broken Head Radio, 707-998-5550. Also, you can shoot us an email at brokenheadradio@gmail.com. Oh yeah, and don't forget about Pocket Cast, Overcast, Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and Radio Public. And be sure to visit us on Facebook, and we also have live streams on YouTube. So go ahead, choose an episode, and listen your little hearts out.
Broken Head Radio. Broken Head Radio.